Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have finally had snow. It started snowing on Sunday evening and then continued all day Monday. And even on Tuesday morning when we woke up nice and early, there was still a few flakes in the sky. But yeah, it certainly snowed for at least 24 hours, I would say. And the forecast had about 12 centimetres of snow, but I would say that was more like 20. And then the clouds parted on Tuesday and the day was absolutely fantastic. It was a bluebird day, lots of snow, fresh snow to play in. All the trees had snow on. It looked like a ski resort, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, for the first time since the beginning of December, it felt like we were back in winter. The temperatures were cold, my tootsies were a bit cold, and it was absolutely a joyous day on the mountain, a joyous day indeed. There was a little bit of wind. The wind was blowing the snow at the top of Rocinere. But apart from that, it was an absolutely faultless day. So welcome, hello, and welcome to this week's snow report. I'm James, behind the camera is Sinead, and it's Friday the 18th of February. So yeah, we're coming to the end of the first week of February half term, and I think those who've been out this week have had a pretty good week. The wind did spoil things a little bit too well. Yesterday, I believe the links were shut. So yeah, that's the only sort of fly in the ointment. But today, it's another glorious day, if not a little bit warm. We've got temperatures certainly in double digits. It was forecast to be 16 degrees today. I reckon in the direct sunlight, it's got to be at least that and more. So it's crazy. That is the winter that we're having. We've got the week starting off and it's cold, snowing, it feels like winter, and it's finishing and it feels like spring. The weather is just behaving very strangely this year. But despite the fact it is February half term, there are still some oases of calmness to find. And we've just come up the Bourget drag lift and we're coming down Red 41, and there are no queues at all at the Bourget drag. So if you do venture off down that way, it's worth coming. It's not probably great for boarders unless you're pretty competent, because it's quite a steep, long drag. But yeah, if you're looking for quiet pistes next week, then I highly recommend getting yourself on the Bourget drag and checking out Run 41. It eventually comes out to the top of Run 2000, and then Run 2000 takes you back down to the Lagunero chairlift. We were supposed to be in Sestriere today. I do apologise. I did say last week that we would be in Sestriere, but we have just been so busy, and we've got to basically wrap this up pretty quick, because it's a busy weekend ahead of us. We've got to get back down and have some lunch and then crack on with some work. But hence the reason we're not in Sestriere. But I've had it on good authority that it is skiing very nicely across in Sestriere as well. It should be skiing nice everywhere after the snow we had at the beginning of the week. Certainly the temperatures have risen since Tuesday, and you can tell that the snow is a little bit softer, but actually that's good, because the firmer patches have softened up a little bit, but still no off-piste. Don't be tempted to go off-piste, ladies and gentlemen. Despite the fact that we had that snow at the beginning of the week, the off-piste is still, I wouldn't recommend it. Okay, Sinead's getting a bit tired now, so we're going to move on. We're going to have a bit of a ski, and we'll bring you the forecast for next week in a minute or two. So these lower slopes now in the afternoon on this Friday anyway, because the temperature, they are getting a little bit sticky, a little bit soft, certainly lower down. But doesn't matter if you're coming out next week what today's like. You want to know what next week is like. And just like the week gone, Monday it looks like we're going to get another bit of another front coming in. We've got some snow forecast. It says about 16 centimetres. The only caveat I would add to that is that the wind is looking quite strong as well on Monday. So I know you're getting all the storms in the UK at the moment. I think we're getting the tail whip of that. So yeah, we are expecting snow on Monday, but unfortunately we are expecting high winds as well. But the week following Monday, it looks like temperatures are going to be lower than they are at the moment, which is good. Certainly in the evening, temperatures are not set to get above 0, so they'll be in the negative numbers. And then during the day, I think Wednesday peaking around about 9 degrees, so it should be a little bit cooler than it is today. It just remains to be seen how much snow we get on Monday and what the wind does, because obviously, yeah, well, there might be a bit of drifting with the wind that's forecast. I think it's about, was it 50 odd kilometres an hour?
Yes.
Winds forecast for about 50 odd kilometres an hour on Monday. So anyway, but at least we'll see some snow falling yet again. Happy days. We're going to have to cut this short, unfortunately. We've got trouble at mill. The storms are hitting the UK as we speak, and we've got all sorts of flight issues. So we've got people booked on transfers. So I need to get back to the office and sort all that out. Quick summary for you. The week just gone, very nice start to it, very warm end to it. The weather for next week, we're going to get some more snow hopefully on Monday, but strong winds. And then, but the temperature should be a bit lower than they are at the moment, because these lower slopes are getting a bit soft. I'm sorry I'm cutting it short, but I've got to run, help all these people out who are stranded in airports. So until next time, if you're out next week, we'll be in Moncrons on Tuesday, so hopefully we'll see you then. If not, if we see you on the mountain, stop and say hello as per usual, and that's it. So we shall see you next week.